Let's talk about it. Alright, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, I do spoiler-free movie and TV reviews. Give you a little background, just let you know if I think it's worth checking out or not. If that's something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular taste takers, let's see what's going down with the Upshaws. Get it? I said going down, and it's called the Upshaws? Ugh, never mind. The Upshaws is a new Netflix original series co-created by Wanda Sykes and Regina. And Regina has worked on a whole bunch of TV shows, but she actually got her start working in the writer's room on Sister Sister. And since then, she worked on a whole bunch of shows like Girlfriends, The Mayor, Are We There Yet?, The New Uncle Buck, which I forgot there even was a New Uncle Buck, but Mike Epps is in it, so I guess that's the connection there. A whole bunch of shows. She also wrote and produced on Insecure, and she's writing a new show for ABC called Black Don't Crack, starring Viola Davis. It sure don't. Wanda Sykes, you all know from being a longtime comic, but of course she's been writing for a long time too. She wrote on The Chris Rock Show, she wrote all of her own specials, and then acting-wise, she's everywhere. She's like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Broad City, and Blackish. Wanda's everywhere. The Upshaws was actually announced almost 2 years ago, but Corona. Anyway, it's here now, and it's available on Netflix on May 12th. All right, plot time. The Upshaws tells the story of a blended working class family in Indianapolis just trying to make it work. I'll break down the main characters here, starting with Bennie Upshaw, who's played by Mike Epps. Bennie has his own shop as a mechanic, but he can't seem to get out of his own way and be the father and husband that his family needs him to be. His wife is Regina Upshaw, who's played by Kim Fields. Of course, that's the icon from Living Single, who definitely doesn't look 51 years old. Also, quick sidebar, is Living Single a top 5 theme song? Anyway, Regina's been putting up with Bennie's antics through 30 years of marriage, and her sister has no problem reminding her how toxic she thinks he is. Her sister's Lucretia, which, like, this is a TV show. It's not a documentary. You could pick any name. Why would you pick Anyway, Lucretia's played by Wanda Sykes. She doesn't live with them, but she's always there, constantly going bar for bar with Bennie, since she thinks her sister could be doing better. And that's partly because Bennie has a kid with another woman named Tasha. She's played by Gabrielle Dennis. And yes, that's the same homewrecker from The Game. Can you imagine if that's the role that people said you were perfect for? Anyway, Bennie always claims that him and Regina were on a break at this point, so yeah. That leaves Bennie with 4 kids. The oldest is Bernard Jr. He's played by Jermelle Simon. And his dad had him when he was still in high school. Naturally, he wasn't able to be the best dad, so their relationship's a little rocky. He has 2 girls, Aaliyah and Maya, who are played by Khali Spraggins, and Journey Christine, who are also from his marriage to Regina. And then there's Kelvin, played by Diamond Lyons, and I can't believe this kid's name is Diamond. Kelvin is the kid that Bennie had with Tasha, and Kelvin and Aaliyah are the same age, so yes, they are project twins. Nice job, Bennie. Anyway, he's trying to figure all this out. How to run this shop, how to keep his wife happy, how to get his sister-in-law off his back, how to help Tasha with Kelvin, how to repair the relationship with Bernard Jr., and try to be a good dad to the kids in his own house. And now we got a series. So what's my take? Honestly, the big question is going to be whether or not this show is better than Dad Stop Embarrassing Me. And I really don't want this to be just like a this versus that video, but come on. 2 black family sitcoms starring famous black stand-up comedians released within a month of each other. That's just weird timing. How can I not compare these two? I can confidently say that The Upshaws is better in almost every single way than Dad Stop Embarrassing Me. The one thing that Dad Stop Embarrassing Me has over The Upshaws is the theme song. And that thing was a certified bop. It needs to be on the Billboard Hot 100 because it's hot. But here in The Upshaws, it's like they finished the whole show and forgot to make a theme song. And Netflix was like, all right, you got 5 minutes to come up with something. And they did it in 3. Besides that though, The Upshaws wins in every other category. And if you've been on my channel before and saw my Dad Stop Embarrassing Me video, you'll know that I said that that was the worst show that I've seen in a long time. So you might be thinking, well, Tate, sounds like a pretty low bar for it to beat that. And that's fair, but there's a little bit more to it than that. Let's get into it. Okay, so when the season started, I'm not gonna lie, episode 1 gave me crazy Dad Stop Embarrassing Me PTSD. The stupid laugh track the corny jokes, the black stereotypes, like, all right, real quick. Episode 1 is about how his daughter Aaliyah from his marriage and his son Kelvin from his other baby moms each had a birthday party on the same day. And Bennie was going to try to go back and forth to each party without anyone noticing. We've seen this before. It's like in Mrs. Doubtfire, but easier here because it's just one gender. Anyway, the episode is just filled with nonsense. Like, in the beginning, we find out that Kelvin got in trouble at school because he was stealing from his teacher. And this kid still gets a birthday party. What black parents are that forgiving? It's like no one cared. And at the damn party, he's shooting craps with grown-ups. This kid is 13. Then at the other party, Bennie never reserved the venue, so it ended up having to be a stripper-themed party at the VA. Like, with stripper poles. Again, this girl is 13. Anyway, that's the kind of energy that episode 1 was coming with. So of course I was like, Jesus Lord, this is deja vu all over again. Jesus Lord, this is deja vu all over again. Slowly but surely though, the unthinkable happens. And the show actually gets better. I couldn't believe my eyes. To be clear, it doesn't ever get to some elite must-watch TV show, but it for sure lands unwatchable. And that's largely because the story actually goes somewhere. They deal with real-life issues that evolve, unlike in Jamie's show. In the Upshaws, after that stupid first episode, they somehow find a way to tackle topics like abusive relationships, trying to make this blended family work, sexual preference, all sorts of relevant stuff. And just like Jamie's show, it's still a comedy, so it still has to be funny. And just like Jamie's show, this show has no shortage of corny laugh track jokes. But here, you get some actual funny lines sprinkled in. For example, as you can see on this chart, in Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, we have a total of 95% corny jokes. We also have 4% and 1% of not bad jokes. Conversely, here in the Upshaws, we have a total of 60% corny jokes. We have 10% of and a whopping 30% of not bad jokes. That's a 3,000% increase in not bad jokes. Back to you, Tate. I'm a big fan of Mike Epps, and he brought me some of my favorite movies, from Next Friday to Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, to one of the biggest Oscar snubs in Academy history. It's all about the Benjamins. And here you could tell that he got to bring some of his own flavor, so if you like him, you'll see those jokes in the show. I'm not the biggest Wanda Sykes fan, but if you are, she's definitely Wanda here, so you'll enjoy that. She's like non-stop rapid fire. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna, cap on YouTube. She did get a couple off that caught me slipping. You can tell that Mike Epps and Wanda were going for that Martin and Pam vibe, like going back and forth constantly. Of course, not nearly as funny as Martin and Pam, but they did get a couple off. Another thing I complained about in the Jamie Foxx show, which I hate to call it the Jamie Foxx show because that's an insult to the Jamie Foxx show, but it was the performance of the daughter. It was just super weak. And for a show that's about a father and a daughter, you can't mess that casting up. And they did that. Here in the Upshaws, I thought both daughters did a much better job. Especially the younger one, Maya, who's played by Journey Christine. Like, that girl is going places. You mark my words. That girl's got some comedic timing. This is a kid. That's good. Last thing I'll touch on here briefly are the cast members outside of the family, like the dudes that work in the shop with Bennie. First, you got Michael Esteem, who plays Tony. Mike, you'll remember if you watched Everybody Hates Chris, he was Risky. Then we got Paige Kennedy, who plays Duck. Duck is Bennie's friend who did some time in jail and also found God while in jail, so there's some decent funny jokes based on that concept. And both these dudes were like decent characters. They added some good comedy to the show, which is much more than I can say from the outside characters in Dad Stop Embarrassing Me. Yes, I'm going to keep comparing these shows, and I don't think I'm sorry about it. I'm going to give the Upshaws 2.75 stars. At the end of the day, I still don't know what the target audience is for these type of shows. Like, I would think it would be for like a family to sit down and watch, but here they got S-bombs, F-bombs, N-word bombs. I just don't know like what age kids they expect to be watching this. Unless kids can now watch cursing. Is that a thing that I don't know about? Are parents watch are kids just cursing now? Is that a thing that I'm just old? I don't know. Anyway, I said it in Jamie's show and I'll say it again here. Like, where are the quality black family shows that are not corny as hell or ratchet as hell? I'm not gonna lie, even here there's some wild stereotypes, but at least it's funny enough that it's worth your time to watch it. And that's the balance. If the show's not gonna be as wholesome with good jokes like the Cosbys or My Wife and Kids, then it at least has to be funny. I personally think this is funny enough to check off half of those boxes. Again, if you plan on watching this, just exercise some patience. I know some of y'all be turning on episodes, and if it start out weak, you just turn it off. There's a lot of options. You got options here in the world of Netflix and streaming. But just sit through it. You gotta get through that first birthday party, both parties. I done gave you the blueprint. Just pass that, and I personally think that the show evolves into something worth watching. And it even ends on a cliffhanger, which I can't even believe I need closure on for season 2. So who am I? Anyway, it comes exclusively to Netflix on May 12th. As always, thanks for checking out Tate's Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know if you plan on checking this one out. If you watched it, do you think it's better than Dad Stop Embarrassing Me? Is it the best black family show we have now? I don't even. Whatever you want to talk about, we can we can do that. Today I got time, club. Rest in peace.